Are the pop stars okay? Haven't even checked in with Selena Gomez.
Why does Selena Gomez look like this? Her eye was kind of like, and it was during an interview, they were asking her a question. She looked like she was in a freeze frame, but she was not. She's not frozen.
Gets you moving and grooving when you're looking at
Her eyes just,
which one of your songs gets you moving
and she's just frozen. It's during a virtual interview, and then she starts talking, but clearly she's not frozen.
Has anyone checked in with Selena Gomez lately? Because something's definitely shifting and everyone's starting to notice. Listen, Selena has always been that girl. From the very beginning, she's carried this natural beauty that doesn't even try too hard. It just glows. She wasn't just another Disney face. She had this quiet confidence that made her magnetic. People loved her because she seemed so real, like someone you could actually relate to even though she was famous. Selena became one of those rare Disney stars who didn't crash and burn after fame. She evolved, and people grew up with her. Every era of her career, from acting to music to launching her beauty brand, has shown a different side of her, but that charm, it never left. And let's be honest, Selena's always been known for her signature look, that soft, round face, the kind of timeless beauty that made her stand out from all the sharp, sculpted trends that dominate Hollywood now. She's proof that you don't need to change yourself to be beautiful. But lately, fans have been pointing out that something looks a little different, and not everyone's sure how to feel about it. Because for years, that rounder face made her unique. But now, with all the chatter online, some people are starting to wonder if Selena's changing her look to fit in with the Hollywood mold.
Only if we all had Alex Russo's magic or the right plastic surgeon. Here's some of the procedures Selena Gomez may have had done, allegedly of course. Her nose looks a little bit more refined, narrow bridge, sleeker tip, could be makeup or a very natural rhinoplasty. Her lips, especially the top one, looks a little bit fuller these days. Filler, maybe, perfect liner, also possible. The snatched cheek look has some folks guessing maybe she had a buccal fat removal, but hey, I don't know. Weight changes, good contouring, they do wonders too. Smooth skin, lifted look, maybe some baby Botox or subtle fillers. If so, her injector deserves a raise. Eye rejuvenation. Her eyes look brighter, maybe more open. Maybe a blepharoplasty, lasers, or just great skincare. Or again, wizardry. It's also important to remember Selena's had lupus and underwent a kidney transplant, both of which can affect facial appearance. At the end of the day, it's all just fun speculation. Whether it's genetics, glam, or a little help, she's thriving, and we love to see it. What celebrity should I talk about next?
What's really going on? People online are going crazy right now, like full-on chaos in the comments. You got people saying, what in the world has she done to her face? And others yelling, oh my gosh, Selena, please chill with the surgery already. It's wild because honestly, you can't even deny it. Selena Gomez does look a little different these days, and that's got everyone talking nonstop. It's sad though, because let's be real, Selena has always had one of the most beautiful, natural faces in Hollywood. That soft, effortless beauty made her stand out from everyone else trying to chase perfection. She never needed the filters, the fillers, or the sculpting trends. Her face already looked youthful, fresh, and full of life. She was the definition of pretty without even trying. Now suddenly people are picking her apart like it's a competition, comparing old photos and whispering about what she might have done. It's honestly exhausting. What's even crazier is that people spend years complaining about their own faces being too round or too full, and now those same people are criticizing Selena for supposedly changing hers. Like, make it make sense. That natural, rounder face has always been what made her look young and radiant, but I get it. Society keeps pushing these tiny, sharp, contoured features as the ideal, and it messes with people's heads. Even I've caught myself nitpicking my reflection sometimes, thinking something's off when it's really just me overthinking. That's the reality of it. Body dysmorphia is real and no one's immune to it, not even celebrities. So, yeah. Maybe Selena's face looks different, but the bigger question is, why do we care so much? I'll be honest, there were times I'd stare at myself in the mirror, picking apart every tiny thing I didn't like. It's such a dangerous cycle because once you start noticing one flaw, your brain just keeps finding more. And even if I had the money to change things, I always ask myself, why would I do it? Am I doing it because I truly want to, or because the internet made me feel like I should? That question hits deep. Social media has twisted how we see beauty. It's like one endless filter. Everyone's comparing, editing, reshaping, and pretending it's real. And when you live in that spotlight like Selena does, with cameras and comments tracking your every move, it's almost impossible not to feel the pressure. She's been famous since she was a kid, her whole life on display. So honestly, it doesn't shock me if she might have gotten a few tweaks here and there. At the end of the day, it's her face, her body, and her choice. If she feels better doing something, that's her right. She owes no one an explanation. But you've got her fans fighting in the comments, screaming that Selena's never gotten anything done and defending her like they personally know her. The truth is, none of us really do. Still, I can't lie. I do think she might have gone a little overboard this time. Not in a cruel way, but like, it's noticeable. She used to have this naturally youthful softness that made her glow, and now it feels like that innocence has faded a bit. And for what reason? Fame, pressure, or maybe just wanting to feel good in her own skin? Whatever it is, it's a reminder. Hollywood changes people whether they want it to or not. Lately, it feels like everyone's rushing to fix something that was never broken. You got people claiming they can't breathe, and the next thing you know, they're walking around with a brand new nose. Like, come on. Not everyone suddenly developed breathing problems overnight. And just to be clear, I'm not saying anyone specific. It's just something I've noticed popping up all over social media lately. For the record, SEA never said anything like that. I'm just using it as an example because nose jobs seem to be the new obsession. And honestly, what happened to just taking care of your skin and aging naturally? I joke about it all the time. I've got enough skincare packed in my room to open a mini Sephora. I'm constantly trying new stuff, mixing products, finding what works, what doesn't. And trust me, I pray my skin still looks good by the time I hit 50. But somewhere along the way, people got terrified of aging. It's like everyone wants to freeze themselves in time, chasing some kind of permanent youth filter. The truth is, the people who actually look the youngest are usually the ones with a bit more fullness in their face. That little roundness, that's what gives off a youthful glow. But now everyone's out here removing their buccal fat like it's trendy. Like, why? That's what makes your face look alive and soft. Without it, you just end up looking hollow and tired. And then the internet starts throwing names into the mix. People whispering that maybe Jenna Ortega got buccal fat removal too. Now, I don't know if that's true, but let's be real, she's so young. The idea that she might already feel pressured to change something about herself makes me so sad, because that's how it starts. You get one little thing done to keep up, and before you know it, the industry's got you thinking you'll never be enough unless you keep tweaking. It's all part of this bigger problem. People forgetting that real beauty isn't about perfection, it's about personality, expression, and confidence. What's happening out here is deeper than trends. It's insecurity being sold back to us as self-love. Honestly, a lot of these so-called enhancements don't even look good, at least not to my eyes. Some people truly never needed any of it to begin with. But at the end of the day, it's not about what I see, it's about how they feel about themselves. Still, when I watched Selena in that recent music video, I couldn't help but notice she looked almost unrecognizable in certain shots. It caught me off guard because this isn't the same soft, familiar face fans fell in love with years ago. Something's definitely changed. And before anyone jumps in my comments, yes, I already know she has lupus. I can practically hear people typing, but Keisha, she's got lupus. Over and over again. Trust me, we all know. She's been open about her health struggles for years and nobody's denying that. But let's keep it real. Lupus can't be used to explain everything. Every time something looks off, every time a performance doesn't sound right, it becomes the go-to excuse. Like, remember the AMAS performance back in 2018? Or when she performed Lose You to Love Me? People instantly said, oh, it's the lupus. But if you know your body isn't in the best place to perform, why push yourself that far? Why take on that kind of pressure when the audience is expecting a full vocal moment? It's not hate, it's concern. Because Selena's been through a lot physically and emotionally, and nobody wants to see her struggle just to meet unrealistic expectations. Still, It's hard to watch fans shut down every bit of criticism by blaming her illness. It's not fair to her or the situation. Lupus is serious, yes, but it doesn't explain every creative choice or every physical change. At some point, we have to separate compassion from delusion, because pretending everything's fine when it's clearly not isn't helping her either. Because honestly, Selena's putting way too much pressure on herself when she doesn't even need to. She could have easily just shown up, enjoyed the night, clapped from the audience, and supported everyone else. No need to prove anything, but instead, it feels like she keeps forcing herself to meet everyone's expectations, and that's just draining. And to the die-hard Selena fans, the ones defending every single thing she does, please, let's stop using "she has lupus" as the answer to everything. It's starting to sound like a broken record, and not everything ties back to her illness. Yes, it plays a role, no doubt, but sometimes things just are what they are. Let's be honest, Selena Gomez does look different. That's just facts. Whoever she's been going to for treatments or procedures, maybe it's time to hit pause for a while. People online have been whispering about possible cheek implants, chin filler, or even a bit of Botox since her brows look more lifted lately. Of course, none of that's confirmed, but the rumors keep swirling because the changes are noticeable. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against cosmetic work. If someone truly feels like it'll make them happier or more confident, then do you. But there's a fine line between enhancing your features and losing what makes you you. And that's what worries people. Selena already had such a naturally beautiful face. She never needed all that extra stuff to shine. Chin fillers, cheek lifts, Botox, they can look amazing on some people, but not every trend fits everyone's face. Sometimes what works for the next person doesn't work for you, and that's okay. Selena was already stunning without it. She didn't need to chase the same look everyone else in Hollywood's copying right now. It just doesn't work for her. Some of these little enhancements can actually age you up instead of keeping you youthful. Like, no joke, they can make you look way older than you really are. And it's heartbreaking because I never thought Selena would fall into that trap, but here we are. Maybe she didn't go for anything extreme. Maybe it's all been done little by little, subtle tweaks over time that add up. But when you start doing those small procedures too often, it starts to show. Suddenly, the softness that made her glow is gone, replaced by something more polished and less hurt. Another thing people can't stop mentioning lately is her voice. And I'm not even talking about her singing voice, I mean her speaking voice. It's got this raspy, older tone now that's throwing people off. Some are even saying it sounds almost like an elderly woman's voice. It's wild because no one wants to admit it, but the change is noticeable. And here's the thing, people online will call out everyone else for switching up their looks or sounding different, but when it comes to Selena, her fan base goes into full defense mode. Like, the minute someone even hints that she looks different, the comments flood in saying, "She looks natural. She hasn't changed at all." Come on now, let's be real. You can support someone and still admit when things look off. Now, let me be clear. This isn't about hating on her or wishing her harm. Far from it. I genuinely hope Selena's healthy, happy, and healing, especially with everything she's gone through. But we can't keep pretending she looks exactly the same when the truth is right in front of us. Even her mom's starting to look younger than her, and that's saying something. Selena Gomez, babes, maybe it's time to step back, breathe, and remember what made you shine in the first place. It honestly breaks my heart to see Selena falling into this whole Hollywood beauty trap, but at the same time, I totally get it. When every face you see walking down the street or scrolling through your feed looks perfect, it starts to mess with your head. The pressure to fit in is everywhere. What's considered normal in Hollywood now isn't even real anymore. It's all sculpted, smoothed, and filtered. That's why I've always admired people who keep it real. The ones who say, you know what, I'm leaving my gap teeth, or I'm not fixing my nose, or I'm not pumping my lips just because everyone else is. That kind of confidence, that's rare now. Everyone's chasing the same exact face, full lips, sharp jawline, lifted cheeks. It's like a factory of clones out there. And it's not just celebrities anymore. It's regular people too. From influencers to co-workers, everyone's getting something done. Lip fillers, cheek lifts, Botox parties. It's wild. You'll hear someone say, For my birthday, I want fillers, like they're talking about getting a new pair of shoes. It's become so normalized that people forget how beautiful natural faces really are. No wonder everyone's stuck comparing themselves and feeling like they're never enough. And then there's Selena's voice. We've already talked about her singing voice before, but her speaking voice lately, it's honestly shocking. It's raspy, deep, and almost elderly sounding, like she's struggling to open her mouth properly when she talks. It doesn't sound like the bright, bubbly Selena we all remember from her Disney days or early interviews. When did this even happen? One day she sounded youthful and full of life, and now it's like something's changed completely. I don't know if it's stress, health, or just the toll of years in this industry, but whatever it is, it's noticeable. And it's just sad watching someone who used to represent natural beauty slowly disappear behind Hollywood's unrealistic standards. What's wild is that in some clips, Selena's voice actually sounds fine. Like, there are moments where she sounds closer to her old self, softer, clearer, more natural. Then other times, it's like a completely different person. It's confusing. Take this one recent clip, for example. Her voice there sounded almost normal again, like the Selena we used to hear in interviews. Her voice hasn't always been like this, and I can pinky promise you that. I've watched tons of old Selena Gomez interviews, from her Disney days to her My Mind and Me documentary, and she didn't sound anything like she does now. It makes me wonder, did she maybe get some dental work done or something with her jaw or teeth that changed the way she talks? Because honestly, if that's the case, she might need to call whoever did it and sue immediately. Something's definitely off, and it didn't happen overnight. But anyway, let's switch gears a little bit. Selena recently showed up at a major event celebrating powerful women, and you know she came through representing her brand, Rare Beauty. Say what you want about her personal life or her looks, but when it comes to business, Selena's winning. And let me just say, Rare Beauty, she snapped with that brand. It's not your typical drugstore makeup, but it's not super high-end either. It sits right in that sweet spot where quality meets affordability. I've got my Rare Beauty blush sitting right here in my makeup bag. And listen, she did what needed to be done. That formula is no joke. So yeah, even if people are side-eyeing her appearance or voice right now, no one can deny that Selena's business game is solid. She built something that actually feels real, and that's rare in this industry. No pun intended. If we're talking Rare Beauty, I've got to give Selena her flowers, period. I'm literally holding my Rare Beauty blush right now in the shade Grace, and let me tell you, that product hits. The pigment, insane. A tiny dab goes a long way. Like, for real, don't overdo it or you'll end up looking like you just ran a marathon. And for that alone, Selena girl, you've earned your 10s. You're sitting right there in my daily makeup routine, showing up and doing what you need to do. I can't even be mad about that. But let's talk about this recent moment at the Women's Empowerment Conference she attended, because, phew, it stirred up some conversation. During her speech, Selena started talking about Rare Beauty's brand values, saying, "We don't use models, we use people who feel like your best friends." And while I get what she was trying to say, it definitely didn't land the way she probably hoped it would. Because right after that, one of the actual Rare Beauty models came forward online saying she felt low-key offended by the comment. Like, imagine being part of the campaign and hearing your boss say, "We don't use models," when that's literally your job. It came across like a backhanded compliment. Even if Selena didn't mean it that way, it's giving foot in mouth moment. I don't think Selena is unintelligent or unaware. In fact, she's incredibly smart and business savvy, but sometimes it feels like she doesn't think through how her words might sound once they hit the public. It's almost like she wanted to say, "We use real people, not just runway types," but instead it came out wrong. And in this industry, where every little word gets dissected, one slip can turn into a full-blown headline. Still, I replayed that clip a few times because I couldn't believe how awkward it sounded. Like, girl, I know what you meant, but the way you said it, that just wasn't it. So wait, could a model not be your best friend? That's where Selena really lost me with that comment. Because let's be real, she absolutely does use models for Rare Beauty. You can literally go on the Rare Beauty website right now and see them all over the place. Beautiful, diverse faces modeling the products. So hearing her say, "We don't use models," just didn't make sense. At the end of the day, a model's job is to pose for products, promote brands, and bring campaigns to life, whether that's through magazines, social media, or commercials. So yes, technically, Rare Beauty is using models. They just might not fit the traditional runway stereotype, but they're still professionals doing their thing. Now, to be fair, I think Selena meant something different when she said that. It sounded like she was talking about a certain type of model. You know, the Hollywood ones, the Victoria's Secret angels, or maybe even those Instagram baddies who've built a brand around perfection. I get it. She probably wanted to highlight everyday people, not the picture perfect kind. But once again, her delivery missed the mark and people picked up on it fast. And when you really think about it, this comment might hit deeper than it seems, because it's not the first time Selena's thrown subtle shade toward models. If you look back at interviews and posts after her past relationships ended, there's a pattern. Whenever one of her exes, like The Weeknd or Justin Bieber, moved on to date a model, Selena would make these low-key comments that sounded like little digs. It's like there's this unspoken rivalry between her and the model type, even though, let's be honest, models are just regular people too. They work, hustle, and deal with their own insecurities like everyone else. So when Selena says things that sound dismissive, it kind of rubs people the wrong way. That's why this whole Rare Beauty statement caused such a stir, because it doesn't just sound like a brand comment, it sounds personal. And given her history with her ex's dating models, people can't help but think she was taking a subtle shot again. I don't know if it's just leftover tension or what, but it's honestly getting annoying. This whole shade toward models thing keeps popping up and it's exhausting at this point. Let's go back for a second. Remember when Justin Bieber was being linked to all those models back in the day? There was Barbara Palvin and even Giovanna Ventura, who was like the original Instagram baddie around 2014. Fans were all up in Selena's comments stirring the pot, and that's when she clapped back with, "Oh, you think I care? No, he'd rather models." Like, girl, what? That comment alone had people talking for weeks. It came off salty, like she was still holding on to something. And honestly, that's where Selena kind of loses people, because she's so beautiful, yet sometimes she doesn't seem to believe it herself. Let's be real here. Selena, babe, you are gorgeous. You've heard that your whole life, but maybe deep down, you still doubt it. And that's sad, because you really don't need to. Christina Aguilera once sang, "You are beautiful no matter what they say." And honestly, she could have been singing straight to you, Selena. Like, truly, those lyrics fit your situation perfectly. But this whole back and forth with models is just tiring now. The constant shade, the subtle digs, the comparisons, it's too much. Models aren't the enemy, and beauty isn't a competition. Selena has her own glow, her own style, her own energy that no one can replicate. She doesn't need to downplay others to shine. She already is the light. Anyway, while I was filming, my little one just popped in. Cutest thing ever, totally distracted me. But back to what I was saying, Selena really needs to drop that mindset and stop giving power to those comparisons. That model versus me narrative is outdated and draining. What do you guys think? Is Selena still holding on to old insecurities, or are people just reading too deep into it? Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll catch you real soon with a brand new video.